Thank you for tuning in for the 2025 Club National Championships underway here. We've got a matchup for the women's D2 semifinal. My name is Darian Lovelace, joined by Tim Wilkes, one of the best researchers and analysts in the rugby game, in my opinion. Tim, very excited for this matchup here between Phoenixville. We'll start off with their roster first.
Yeah, the ladies from Pennsylvania, second place the last 2 years, but they have really made some headway this year. Kimberly Esposito, number 4. Kelsey Diabo also scored a couple tries in the build-up in their Atlantic Super Regional, and Casey Evans, they're out the back as well. On the other side, in the back end, keep an eye out for Sydney Scipio, who has had a good season so far. Also an eye out there for Madeline Ross and Brooke Krewe on the back end. On the other side, for the Tampa Bay Krewe out of the Gulf Coast Super Regional, they've come into this one with a strong squad as well. Keep an eye out for Jessie Permette, who scored in that 2024 final when these two teams played each other. Also, Mackenzie Koval and Casham will be doing the kicking there from that number 8 spot. On the back end, for the Tampa Bay Krewe, keep an eye out for Kaylin Donegan, Jennifer Fasano, and Emily Rahija on the back end.
A lot of names that we will be bringing to you as we get underway here. Tampa Krewe will be the team in black. Now, as you were saying, Tim, these two teams have faced each other before. Phoenixville faced Tampa Krewe in 2024. Whenever Tampa Krewe was able to run away with this one and win it all, they were our D2 national champions back in 2024. But this is the second year Phoenixville come back. This is their second year, possibly, or it's been 2 years that they've been in the final. Now you've got to wonder if they're going to turn into that bridesmaid after a few years of just not being able to be at the top.
Yeah, for Phoenixville, again, second the last 2 years, but they've gotten a little bit better. The first year when they played this Tampa Bay Krewe, it was 59-0, just a dominant performance from Tampa Bay. And then this past year, back in 2025, it was a loss 31-24 against the Las Vegas Irish. They came so close to the championship, and you know that's going to be motivating them to get as far as they can here today. And on the other side for Tampa Krewe, they lost to Las Vegas Irish back in 2025 as well in the semifinal.
Got Katie, Kat, and Katie there in the middle, hosted by Katie Roth. She will be our center referee, but a lot of experience coming in through those ARs with Kat Roche and Katie Schuber as both teams look to take the pitch. You see over in your far right-hand side, Tampa Krewe showing up with the energy. And I've got to say, I played against them last year in the fall, and Tampa Krewe, man, when they get going, Tim, their momentum, they just don't stop. They're like a wave of attack, and it's so hard to stay in the fight with them. I think Phoenixville, though, might be able to have it. They're no stranger to the final.
No, this is an experienced squad. They've got plenty of players who know what to do in this situation. And in the run-up, they had a really nice tournament there back at the Gulf Coast Super Regional. It was a 31-21 victory over the Charlotte Old Originals, and then a 60-10 walloping in the final of the Knoxville Minks. So they were really in solid form, and especially, like I said, in that final with a 50-point win. Back in the Gulf Coast Super Regionals, they are clicking on all cylinders and ready to rock and roll, looking to punch their ticket yet again. Again, last year, down in the semifinals to the eventual champions. They've been knocking on that door, and they are looking to smash it down here today. Again, for Tampa Bay. On the other side, for Phoenixville, in those purple jerseys, they are going to come out on fire. They like to pound away with the forward pack. We'll see if Tampa Krewe can find a little more space on the edges for Phoenixville. A lot of their tries do come from the outside as well, though, so keep an eye on those corners, Susie Espinoza and Brooks Krewe, number 14.
Cheers. Kat, Kate, y'all good? Cheers.
Referee signals that we are underway here. Tampa Krewe will be your team to kick off as they kick left to right A low kick finds its way into the hands of Phoenixville. They look to move it to the right-hand side, and already a handling error. The pass getting caught a little bit out in front. Tampa Krewe now gain possession right at the 40, and collision's already looking physical here. Electing now to do a nice little bit of interplay. They move the ball back on the inside. And Phoenixville getting pushed back slowly. The leg drive working very well for Tampa Krewe. And not breaking to ball. They lose the support line here, forcing their fly half to take in contact. A nice straightening line comes in. And Tampa Krewe are building the phases here. Now they're at the 22, taking their time. They're maintaining possession. As now they use the backs. Rahija, you mentioned her name earlier on, Tim. She's definitely going to be a one to keep an eye out for. As Tampa continue to press on here. Could they get a try here in this first minute?
Not horizontal plan.
Might not get into the first minute, but the first 5 might be it for them. They're so calm, moving the ball well, and Phoenixville finally come up and get them kicked to ground. The launch, and then the ultimate loss of the ball here. Tampa lose it in contact after many phases, and we'll see what Phoenixville choose to do here. We'll see the experience set in for these teams with making the right decisions. They choose to keep it tight. Now they go into the boot, looking to get rid of it. It rolls into touch here, and it gets Phoenixville out of trouble. And a lot of technical strategy already coming in early for both of these sides, Tim.
Yeah, some great work from Tampa. You see just how potent they can be offensively, stringing together a good 5-6 phases, knocking on the door. But my favorite there on the outside was Nicole Welker, number 7. She came in with a smashing tackle, and just one phase later, they got the knock on, cleaned this one up, and got themselves a little bit of space.
Set piece goes in favor of Tampa Krewe there. And they quickly look to move it through the backs. We talked about the edge attack here, and speed looking strong. Phoenixville cut off all options, and so Rahija takes it into contact. Well over the 22 now. Forwards, attack flat.
Tackle, purple! No, it's purple!
Phoenixville get called off of that ruck contest. It slows down the ball here, and launch looking strong for Phoenixville. They get caught though in a not rolling away penalty, and Tampa Krewe seem to want to take their time here.
Yeah, Leah Akanoye gets dinged for the penalty there. She did a good job coming up and making the hit, and it looked like they were going to be able to have a chance, but she just didn't get out of that ruck quick enough. And this is setting up an opportunity. Krewe have been down inside or near that 22 for the entire match. They're just looking to come away with some points as they'll try to smash this one through with the boot. Should be Kelsey Chatham, I think, number 8, taking the kick.
We love to see a back row with that extra skill set. Not usual for an 8 men to be the primary kicker for this side, but Krewe brings just that extra level of talent here as Kasham will look to convert. Sails short though. It goes right through the bottom of the sticks here, so it's no good.
22's up here.
Now it'll be a 22-meter dropout, Phoenixville, but already Krewe starting to show that they want the boot. We talked a little bit in that D3 semifinal about the wind really making a difference here for the kicking game. So already seeing those factors, the weather factors, play against some of the players here. The chase comes in from Phoenixville, and they quickly get Krewe to ground here. And all of the crew members are rushing back. A nice little bit of individual footwork gets them around the corner. The speed of the Krewe really forcing Phoenixville to have to get back here. And the ball taking its time coming out. They crush their way back through. and get reset. Didn't gain much meters on that one here as they look to get it through the backs. Running a beautiful crash line in. Gets tackled backwards here, trying to stay up.
Turnover slide.
Looks to connect
Hold black.
with the crew support, and it looks like they might have lost it here. As Phoenixville look to get out of this end here. A nice flat pass is deemed forward though. And Phoenixville just don't seem to be able to move it away from the pressure of the Tampa Krewe. They're everywhere.
I was happy with that last breakdown.
Yeah, a couple of little mistakes there have kept them pinned in here, but you got to enjoy the defensive stands that they've made. Emily Rahija on the outside almost broke that one. She's been tremendous already from that fullback position. But for Phoenixville, again, you're under pressure, you're under the gun here for the first 6 minutes. If they can get out of these first 10 without giving up any points, it would be a huge boost here for their chances to punch their ticket today.
Set. Okay, let's go up.
It's a lot of noise coming in from the front row here. We'll see what referee has to say. Roth, very quick and direct with her instruction. Getting ready for the reset here.
Coach!
6 minutes gone. This is our first scrum of the match.
Set.
Krewe getting wheeled to the left here. It looks like the wrong direction coming in from Phoenixville. They get dinged for splitting that scrum, and that's a big mistake for Phoenixville.
Yeah, just got to make sure you stay secured in there. As we take another look, the drive, they start to push, and then it just starts to break apart there on the outside. Bodies hitting the deck. And so easy call for a referee, and it sets up something special here maybe for the Krewe, as again, they've spent the entire match pounding away on the offensive end, just haven't been able to crack the code fully to put points up.
Phoenixville not making it easy for the Krewe to break through this security-like defense. They get tossed out of bounds there, and it'll still go in favor of the Krewe, but errors happening at the line out and missing the mark on the set piece.
And just watching this line out, definitely an advantage there for Tampa Krewe. Lauren Surik just towering over most of the other players. Surik and Koval, the two locks, giants out there for Tampa, and able to pull this one down easily.
Tall and strong, they get to go in. These forwards are mauling the ball forward. It pops out awkwardly. And Phoenixville now having to contain this Tampa Krewe offload game. They get smashed backwards. But now the Krewe will start to realign. Everyone thrown in there as referee signals a penalty. And Phoenixville go quick.
He's got it on.
Seems like they might have come away with this one. And what heartbreak here as now Krewe. Oh, the evasive footwork, and then the dive. Krewe hit it over for the first try of the match here.
What effort from that forward pack, just fighting their way through. Again, kept knocking on the door, finally kicked it down and earned themselves the first try of the match. Just a great job of being able to get into the teeth of the defense there, shove a couple to deck, and take it all the way for the score. And Tampa Krewe, again, last time these two teams met, 59 to nothing. And Tampa already with a solid lead to kick this one off in the first 10 minutes, and they've truly been dominant throughout.
Looking to kill time here. Casham took an attempt here about 10 meters back from this spot and missed that first penalty kick. This one sinks right on through. She built some confidence here. A nice little wave to the fans. 7-0 now, and about 10 minutes gone here in this first half of the D2 women's semifinal.
Kelsey Casham cashes in there for Tampa. She is, again, one of the 4 players that were able to score against this Phoenixville White Horse squad back in 2024 in the championship. And boy, they have really done well to start this one off. A great kick there from Chasam and a great try. And a way to pound that one in there for Tampa Krewe to take the lead.
Very much demonstrating the devotion for the sport. Casham being a monumental force here for Tampa and really giving it their all is the Krewe. They're sticking with it.
No.
And Phoenixville almost get their hands in there, but they're slow to roll away after what looked like a good poach from Phoenixville. And Tampa Krewe are going to look to clear this one through the boot.
Yeah, it might have been the reason that one was a little slow to come out of there. Didn't roll away quick enough. Just got to show the referee that you're giving it a go. You're trying. You're wiggling your way out of there. Didn't see that from Phoenixville. And so the Krewe put this one right back into enemy territory yet again, as they have truly taken a stranglehold of this match and don't look like giving it up. They just haven't made too many little mistakes, and for Phoenixville, they just haven't had enough ball to really progress their way down the pitch.
Possession will very much be the name of the game for these two sides. Whoever's got more possession usually dictates the momentum and the shift of this match. It's really been all Krewe these first 12 minutes, and they've got 7 points to show for it. The selfless passing, though, really getting them in the face here. Phoenixville, though, with that edge defense, really getting over the top. They almost out physical Tampa Krewe, and somehow the Krewe hold on. Phoenixville trying to get them underneath the shoulder there. They're unsuccessful. Breaking through, though. A few tackles is the Krewe. They get over the 40 now. And this ball movement from the ruck speed alone, really getting Phoenixville on the back foot. They choose to come back to the right-hand side, trying to take in some defenders here. But Phoenixville leaving the rucks alone, forcing them to have to break through some tackles. Ducking the head underneath.
Keep going.
Trying to catch the Phoenixville White Horses a little bit high in the body height on a nice double tackle. Just demonstrating the physicality of this match here. They drive them backwards here. Tim, the physicality of the Phoenixville White Horses really stopping the Krewe.
Yeah, they're doing a good job on defense, but the thing I like to see here from Tampa is just the ball security. They've got 2 players coming into those rucks, trying to clean it up each and every time, and they've done well so far.
Ball security going to be crucial for both sides here. And about 8 phases now for Phoenixville, or for the Krewe. Doing a good job of marking up players. They make it a little bit chaotic there for Phoenixville. So unpredictable is Rahija, quite the well-rounded player. And the Krewe maintaining possession here. Just that slow build-up coming in, as now the fatigue is starting to set in for the White Horses. So space looks like it's starting to open up here. Stiff arms and an offload. Get them well into the 5 now. And Krewe starting to throw the last bit of punches here. They miss the mark, though, and they don't connect. The speed of Rahija almost gets them over. And unfortunately for Casham, she's pushed back.
Take a step. 12. Take a step.
The phases really building now for the Krewe. Phoenixville not allowing them into the try zone. It'll all boil down to discipline here.
Hold.
As already referee communicating for them to hold that offside line. They've got to be behind the back foot of the ruck here as they get low. Waiting for Krewe to make their decision. They go in high. They get over the line. And it looks like that's held up. And that's quite the defensive stance from Phoenixville.
Yeah, that was Kelsey Diabo who scored the try previously, pounds her way through, but just couldn't get it over. We'll take another look. This one here gets them close, and she spins out of it. Looks like she might be able to wiggle that one down to the dirt, but just held up. Great work from Phoenixville. I mean, that was what, 20 phases inside the 22, just battering ram after battering ram, but the White Horse holds strong. Terrific work there from Tampa to continue the pounding.
And Espinoza was the one to get the hands underneath for that turnover. Such a clutch player in those moments. And Tim, you mentioned her name early on. She's going to be one of those players that really shows up when it matters most. We just have to see Phoenixville with more time with the ball in hand, and the Crew just not allowing much of that here. They go over the top of the heads of the forwards here, and now they've got space to burn. Rahija offloads it, and with a knock on, and things just not connecting with Kashim and Rahija there in that 15-13 channel. But the space is definitely there for the Crew.
Yeah, but the tackling discipline is what is on point right now for Phoenixville. That was Kelsey Beam that was able to get low, get underneath the chest, and make a solid tackle that jarred that one loose. I am really impressed from what we've seen from Phoenixville. But for Tampa, it's just, like I said, the ball security. They're throwing in multiple players, and those purple jerseys aren't even getting close on the counter rucks. It's just sealing that off. And this is where Phoenixville have got to be careful. No mistakes. Let's just keep some time and possession going.
Phoenixville win their scrum, and they drive the Crew back a few meters now. Referee really keeping an eye, and then she gives the penalty. Phoenixville do get the advantage here off of a beautiful scrum, and this is a good passage of play. Unfortunately, it gets knocked backwards, though, by Phoenixville right whenever we saw bits of good handling for them. But Tim, that scrum, that was something.
Yeah, you'll see the lock start popping up here. Easy call for the referee as that just starts to disintegrate behind them. It looked like they had a break on there on the outside. It's the first time we've really seen them go through the hands. First time we've seen them in open space. They look dangerous. It's just they got to take control of this one and have a little bit more ball in hand. Because again, Tampa is just dumb. I mean, we're over 15 minutes into this match, and they really maybe have, 1 or 2 minutes of ball retention, and really excellent job from Tampa of imposing their will at the moment.
Yeah, I totally agree. Phoenixville right now, they really need to take control of their passes, because whenever they do have opportunities, they might be fleeting. And with the Crew and their defensive launch, they've got to make sure that those passes are crisp, they're clean, and they're fast. But I just think that this pressure defense that comes in from the Crew really dominates there. Phoenixville, this body height for them has really been the bread and butter here. It's kept the Crew out of there with so much possession still going in favor of the Crew. As we take another look back at this set piece.
Yeah, another phase. Finally a phase of rugby here for Phoenixville. And then, again, another mistake as you see the pump fake there. Cannot do that, and so it's a turnover back to Tampa.
Tampa with yet another opportunity. Now they're just settling into some form here. Electing to go ahead and round the corner is Kashim. As now the Crew are looking for another chance over the line here. But this body height that's been coming in from Phoenixville has been something exceptional here. They're looking to get reset quickly, build the speed, get the Crew down in time. As now they just seem to be getting faster. They hold their weight at the line here. It's powerful stuff. They look to step back inside. This evasion might work for them here. She ducks underneath, and it looks like Phoenixville might have not gotten underneath it for this one. The Crew get another 5, and you see what it means. Right there, Jennifer Fasano gets in for some, and the Crew feeding off the energy.
Fasano had multiple tries in the Gulf Coast Super Regional to lead her team to victories, and she gets it done here on the outside. You see the forwards doing the dirty work, trying to retain possession out of it. And the Fasano on the outside, beautiful step, jukes 1, jukes 2, slips the 3rd, and spins in for the score. Great work from Fasano. Excellent job of getting in and extending this lead for Tampa as the Crew just continue to push. 20 minutes almost into this match and still fully dominating.
Quite the emotional leader Fasano is at that inside center position. Casham throws one up, and you already hear the crowd say it loud and proud. The cheers already going wild. 14-0. And right now, Casham is 2 for 2 off of those conversions, with the Crew working hard to get in the middle. Tim, that body height really working for Phoenixville, but with the amount of times they had to play defense, now the body height is starting to get a little bit high.
Yeah, you can only make so many tackles out there. It's been a strong defensive performance, but eventually, like you said, your legs start getting a little bit tired. You start falling for a couple of those jukes, those hard steps. But this is going to be an opportunity. I'd like to see them maybe send this one down deep and try to pin them in a little bit, but it's going to come right back, and they're not able to penetrate that half of the pitch again.
Scrum chosen.
And Tampa Krewe will get a scrum down at the center pitch after kick doesn't go the full 10 meters here. And Tim, those moments whenever you've got the opportunity to reset the play, I mean, it's so crucial to take your time and make sure that you get your process down. It almost felt a little bit rushed there for the White Horses.
Yeah, unfortunate stuff. I mean, in those situations, it's really just the unforced errors that are starting to catch them. They've had a ding for a couple of different issues, and the knock-ons as well. They just got to play a little bit more team rugby, and if they can get on that other half of the pitch, good things will happen.
Crew not having an issue getting over on this side of the pitch. Phoenixville do make it tough for them too, though, as they only gain about 5 meters off of that scrum.
Keep going back.
They get over the 40 now here, and the White Horses launching well. Crew do get their arms free, and then this interplay has really done some damage to Phoenixville White Horses. Will she do it again? Fasano almost trying to get over that line. She gets tackled at the 5. And oh, they are eager as all get out. The Crew now piling it on here, and the White Horses are desperately trying to recover here. They break through, get over the line now. And Phoenixville trying to throw some bodies in there at ruck time. They do well at the initial tackle on the pick and go, getting them quickly to ground. They're going to have to maintain. This might have been an injury there for one of the White Horses. And after using the strong power of the support crew, get over for some 5 right between the sticks.
I think that's Juanita Rodriguez that was able to slam it home. We'll take another look at the build-up here. As you see Rodriguez at the back, lets this one go down, and now look at the angle. Gets so low, pops those heads up for the White Horse. It delivers a couple of injuries as well, and Juanita Rodriguez slams it home for the 3rd try in a row for Tampa.
Casham has been 2 for 2 off of her conversions. So she'll take some time here. Kick goes up, and it's good. We're doing well off of those conversions. Is Casham 21-0 now. We've got 23 minutes gone here. And blowing kisses to the fans as well as the support. I mean, this team connection the Tampa Krewe really has. Getting them, I mean, a lot of points here against the White Horses.
Yeah, and we mentioned it earlier. The ball control that they're playing with, the amount of time, the lack thereof, if you will, for the White Horse with ball in hand has just been a tough thing to overcome. Now they send it deep and put a little pressure on.
Yeah, Tim, I think that they heard you. Tampa Krewe, they choose to run this one out. And they're fit enough to get back here as they use the fend and just maintaining that upper body height. I mean, the Krewe, they just don't go down at the top here. But this is good. This is some good stuff coming in from the White Horses. They get underneath the ribs, get under the ball here, and they push Tampa Krewe back, and they get a turnover. This is the best position that they've been in. We'll see what they decide to do. A lot of forwards coming in here. We're trying to use the pick and go, trying to get around that interior defense, but the Krewe holds strong. All eyes in at ruck time as they use the angle and try and straighten up here. And we'll see how long the Crew can hold on defense. But it's Phoenixville that ultimately commits the error. They knock it on here. And Tim, what heartbreak for Phoenixville.
Coming back for the knock on.
Yeah, they'll still have a chance to keep them pinned in here with the defensive scrum, but great work from Tampa. Their first defensive stand of the match. And it looked like they were going to have some space here on the near side. I think it was Kelsey Beam that had that pass come out to her, but it was just a little too hot and low. Couldn't hang on to it. But again, now they've got to resort to the defense yet again and see if they can keep this pressure on. Really cause a ruckus here in the back of the scrum would be huge if they can earn themselves a penalty. Haven't really seen a whole lot of dominance thus far either way.
Set! Hold purple.
Oh, Phoenixville pushing the
Retreat
Crew
black,
back.
retreat black. Good now.
He's just under a little bit of pressure there. It slips right through the fingers of Phoenixville, but it was out of bounds here, so it goes in favor of the Crew. And that's just an unfortunate bit of effort there. I mean, Phoenixville right now really desperate for any opportunity that they can get the ball in hand.
And it's the unforced errors yet again. Didn't need to touch that one on the sideline. That was Brooke Krewe. Had it there. Decided at the last second to try and reach up and grab it. I think her foot was even on the line as well. Just got to have a little bit better field awareness. And unfortunate stuff as it looked like they were going to be able to keep things moving.
Hey, in rugby, we always ask that you try, and that's the most important thing. Doing a good job of breaking the line. Have been Crew, and it's because of this center midfield connection. Really so patient there. And their back three come across well. They do good on the support. Phoenixville try and throw in a few as the forwards run a nice cutting line there, trying to slice through the defense of Phoenixville. But it almost seems like Phoenixville is starting to get a bit more confident in their point of contact. Holding it up and then ripping it away is White Horses. And now they're off to the races, back into the fight. And they've got to keep the ball this time. Choosing to go ahead and give a little chip kick through. Crew, though, do well. And they get tackled down right within the 22 here. Donegan loses that ball. It goes back to the White Horses here. And now it almost seems like the fire's starting to burn a bit brighter here as they look to build some phases. Referee gives a loud whistle to the Crew for diving over. And they go quickly. Phoenixville flattening up a little bit, choosing to turn on the Jets is Krewe.
No, momentum.
And they're coming around here. The timing
Backwards.
struggling to connect there for Phoenixville as they settle into these phases. They choose to go with the pick and goes. They get caught a little bit high there, the Crew. And they're really losing the battle of the body height. Is getting underneath are the White Horses.
Tackle now. Last foot, last foot.
Continuing to move it wide. There's a little bit of space on this side, and this is what the Phoenixville White Horses need. This is Anna McGlade. She slides in, and that's the first try for the White Horses here in this D2 semifinal.
Terrific stuff. Sydney Scipio, the scrum half, was digging that out time and time again. A couple of pick and goes, and then able to find McGlade. A beautiful hard low pass. Hit her in stride as she was able to get around the corner and take it home. You see her there setting up, waiting for it, and gets that pass. Catches it at full speed. Already knew exactly where she was going, Darian. She started that run a little bit early and went right after that gap and secured the first try for Phoenixville.
30 seconds now.
I always look forward to Club Nationals because it's so exciting to be able to watch some of your favorite players in the country. And McGlade is definitely one of mine. You'll see Murphy line up for this kick here. Goes a little bit to the left, so 5-21. The Crew are still on top, but a little bit of life has been injected into this side here. McGlade, I mean, anytime that the White Horses play, you always have to mention her name because she's such a foundational player here for this White Horses side. She knows when to kind of get those moments, get those points on the board, and get the White Horses back in the fight. They kind of lagged behind the Crew.
Oh, they needed that one badly, Darian. Just a pounding there in the first 25 minutes or so, but finally they're able to get those gears cranking and get a little bit of confidence. Rugby will tend to help you out a little bit if you've got the confidence and giving it all you got. But here come Tampa yet again.
Oh, off of quite the kickoff contest there. The Crew come off after a brave effort. It takes two Phoenixville players down by surprise there, and they're a bit slow to get back up. And after ball is deemed unplayable at that ruck, it's going to go in favor of the Crew here. And I hope that we have a replay of that because that kickoff looked rough and tough from the Crew.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for. A beautiful high ball. Let that thing land a good 5 meters or so past the line and gives your team an opportunity to fully get underneath it. We see the kick there from Chelsea Casham. Just a beautiful little spot, finds it there, and coming in hot was the try scorer, Jennifer Fasano, who took it out of the air.
Fasano, definitely a selfless and brave player for the Crew, has really been anywhere and everywhere, and she always wants the ball back in hand. The Crew maintain their scrum in the backs. Holding on is the winger. And that might have just been what they needed here. Phoenixville really trying to get this Crew side down quickly. They're not getting the leg drive, the body height, the speed. They just can't seem to compete with here. Trying to get underneath are the White Horses. They look up a nice cutting line in from Fasano, close to the try line. It looks like referee might have signaled some high body height on that tackle. And oh, this is some bruising stuff from the Crew. Phoenixville now look to stay with them wide. Rahija gets over. Rahija's got time. She gets it close to that line and she gets it over. And that's 5 more for the Crew.
Tampa knows where their bread's buttered, getting the fans excited now. Emily Rahija gets it down. Beautiful try off the side. Just knew that she had the toughness and grit to fight through the teeth of the defense and take it all the way in. You see the forward pack working hard, get a few phases in there, and this coming in, filtering into the line. Beautiful little drop there from Victoria Jarrett. She knew she had Rahija on her heels, and Rahija takes it the distance from there. She doesn't need much of a gap in order to explode through and give her team yet another try. And with about 7 minutes left after this kick's taken, Crew really starting to flex the muscles. We're not seeing quite the 59-0 score back in 2024, but still a pretty dominant performance from this Crew squad.
Looks like flags stay down on that one, so 26-5. And Rahija, I mean, on the Crew, you've got a lot of experienced players, but also some new, younger talent coming in. Rahija, relatively new to the Crew side, and she gives main character energy. Had the pleasure of coaching her a few years back for the South Reapers, and she was just such a fun player to not only coach, but to play alongside. She communicates, finds the right space, and really injects herself in at the right time, but she's got this infectious energy about her as well. And Tampa Krewe just seemed to be sharing the wealth here. Phoenixville, I think that they heard you, Tim. They kick way deep. It rolls out of bounds, and it gets them down deep within the 22 with the throw in from the Krewe.
Yeah, they've got a little bit of wind at their back. It's starting to kick up 5 to 10 miles an hour. Not too bad here on this beautiful Chicago Saturday. 70 degrees, perfect sunshine. And this is what they did last time. They pinned them in deep, and then they used that defensive pressure, one little mistake, and then boom, you're right there ready to score. So down by 21, but still not out of the woods yet. The Krewe have got to find an exit strategy now.
Nice bit of diversion there at the line out.
Retreat!
Catch the Krewe backwards, though. And so Phoenixville get their hands on it.
Penalty advantage, purple.
Under there to field it. We've got about 5.5 minutes left to go here in this first half of the D2 semifinal. And Phoenixville would feel better going into halftime with one more score on the board. McGlade goes to boot. There's a bit of space there. Ball rolls right out through the back, though, and you could already see the anticipation come in from the Krewe as they just let that one roll out the back.
Yeah, it was kicked all the way through and out the back, so it should be an option here. They could either have the 22-meter drop or a scrum.
We're going to go back to the penalty, so it's going to be against.
But we've got a penalty on, so they were in front of the kicker before that, so offsides is going to be the call, and the White Horse are going to get dinged for this one and provide a little bit easier exit strategy now.
In front of kicker, you can have the penalty here or a scrum on the 5.
No, it's on Tampa.
Okay, scrum option chosen. It's going to be over here.
The center referee.
Okay.
A lot of decisions here and a lot of infringements setting in for both sides after the final call is called against the Krewe.
Yeah, never easy to roll through. It had multiple penalties, multiple different things. Okay, what happened before that? What happened before that? And initially it was that first kick when they tried to find the exit strategy. The chase was on with players that were in front of the kicker. So we come all the way back. Phoenixville have been dominating these scrums. They've been able to hang their hat on that, and that's what they're looking for the drive to push this one in.
We love to see a driving scrum. The ball does shoot out the back, though, and then after a few bounces, ends up right back in the hands of Fasano there for the Krewe. And Tim, I mean, I even heard it in your voice there. It's such disappointment for the horses.
Well, you know the effort they're putting in. Anytime a team is willing to get their nose dirty on the defensive end this many times and keep the fight going, they have not given up. Look to see if they can get the reward, but unfortunately, Tampa still just too tough. Looking for another exit strategy, but again, this is where Phoenixville need to keep them pinned in. This is where good things happen.
Oh, and absolutely relentless stuff comes in from Rahija, gives a kick. There's a dummy kick, lets the ball do the work. The Tampa Krewe can't even keep up with the speed of Rahija there. She gets called for a not releasing penalty. But wow, that was quite the individual effort from the fullback.
Yeah, tried to test her speed, broke through, and looked like that was going to be the exit strategy, the correct choice. But Susie Espinosa comes in with a huge hit, jars that one free, and eventually secures possession, gets the penalty for her squad.
Phoenixville try and kick deep within the end, but it doesn't find touch here. Ball falls backwards behind a Krewe player. And so Phoenixville come up with it after ball hit the ground. So they'll choose to reset their attack here and connect with the forwards. McGlade already calling some players to flatten up here. As the ruck formed on the ground, Tampa Krewe commit a breakdown infraction, and now the White Horses will have some options.
Yeah, a couple of penalties giving the White Horse an opportunity to keep pounding through. It was just scrum advantage, then the penalty comes, and now if they can knock this one in, again, down by 21, if you can cut that down to a 14-point lead, just 2 converted tries, it would really give them a lot of confidence going into the second half. Tony DeRemer and Maxwell Free, the 2 coaches there for Phoenixville. Again, they are a perennial powerhouse. They've been second place the last 2 years here at the National Championships. They've got to dig deep, though, and score here before half.
In the tunnel?
They throw Evans up in the air. Evans moves it back inside, and this is what the White Horses need. It looks like that might have been Beam who gave him a glimmer of hope here. And the White Horses get a try on the board here right before the half.
So it's okay.
Yeah, Beam is a force when you're able to get her going full speed, and she was not going to be denied this time. As we see a great work here in the line out. They're able to get Evans up, secured that one beautifully up high. But then look at this, full speed and just splits the 2 defenders. Arm tackle's not going to bring her down. And Kelsey Beam takes it the distance. She scored multiple times in that Atlantic Super Regional, and she gives them exactly what they needed here right before half. An important kick, though, to possibly cut this down to 2 converted tries.
Murphy will definitely want to do that for the squad here. taking the time, going through the process, lines up well. The kick has the angle, and it's got the speed to get through. We'll go straight into the halftime chat here with the White Horses, 12-26, Tampa Krewe leading. We'll be right back.
Yep, halftime. All right. Yeah.
I just wanted to give you the bailout in case you want, because I was
Yeah, I was also like.
Most girls are smart and strong and beautiful. Most girls work hard, go far, we are unstoppable. Most girls are fight to make every day. No two are the same. I wanna be like.
So actually, before I started playing rugby, I was just a cheerleader for my high school, and I was very shy, nervous, and being around teammates. Rugby is a very accepting sport. I wasn't embarrassed about my body or anything. People really welcome you and actually like take your strengths and weaknesses and work with you to like make you a better person and player.
You hit each other and then you're friends.
Yeah.
I really like the camaraderie of it, and like the game is just so physical and it's fun.
Definitely try it. Like you maybe don't think you're the strongest, but once you go out and like you hit someone, that adrenaline is so amazing.
Attention all rugby fans. World Rugby Shop is your one-stop shop for all your rugby gear needs. Whether you're a seasoned player or just starting out, World Rugby Shop offers an extensive selection of top quality gear and apparel to elevate your game. From jerseys and shorts to boots and accessories, we've got you covered. Visit us today to see why World Rugby Shop is your ultimate destination for everything rugby. Gear up today. Stop muscle cramps now. When a muscle cramp hits, you don't need a routine. You need relief now. Pickle Juice is a hyperfunctional performance beverage made to stop muscle cramps within 60 seconds. All natural, clinically proven, built for real life. When a muscle cramp hits, hit back.
A message from the rugby universe. America, get in the game! It's time the sleeping giant of rugby got off the sideline and into the action. But like all big jobs, you'll need the right tools. Go to worldrugbyshop.com for boots, jerseys, shorts, and scrum caps. Everything you'll need to rock and roll. Get the right kit for playing and training, plus the finest selection of official supporters gear from around the globe. worldrugbyshop.com, America's home for rugby.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby.
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing. And it was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though, I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it, we all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
sportsmanship is
like how we even like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
Well, what do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah,
because if you have to have respect for the person going after you, because you work hard and they have to work just as hard having you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far. Yeah. By far.
Credo Rugby is a club development platform that helps rugby clubs create and sell their own on-field training and fan supporters gear. We work with clubs of all sizes, from grassroots to professional, and help them generate revenue to support their continuous development.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends, it's definitely.
Nah, one word is family. Like, you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field. And
we all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to and laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby has done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day and elevate it to the next.
Nah, but like, you feel me? But like, I bet like you know how the hood is, so you know like it's crazy, like around shooters and all that stuff. So it's just keeping me out from there, and then changing from like me got to worry about, I can't walk here, instead of just changing my life and being positive and don't need to worry about anything that much.
I think people really underestimate women in sports. Like in my school, rugby, especially the girls' rugby, is really strong, and I don't think a lot of people expect that that women can have the sort of strength or like sort of drive that men can have in sports. And I mean, you can see today, like it's pretty much even. Women want to, you know, have an.
Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of this D2 Club Nationals semifinals, where Tampa Krewe are on top, 26-12. Tim, there was so much to be said about that first half.
Yeah, for Tampa Krewe, again, they dominated majority of it. A couple of tries there at the end. Have the ladies in purple there from Pennsylvania in a little bit better spot, down by 14 here, so not completely out of it yet. But we take a look, some great work. That was Jennifer Fasano scoring the second try of the match, got low, spun around a couple of would-be tacklers, but then the response coming back from Phoenixville. They whipped this one out, had the fly half, Anna McGlade in there for the try. 4 tries to 2 so far. But for Phoenixville, again, just trying to keep them in this end. It's where they've had their most success, getting that defense turned into offense.
First arriver.
Phoenixville already having a chat there about the inconsistency with Tampa Krewe at the breakdown. McGlade gets the hands in there for a not releasing penalty. And now Phoenixville.
Okay, use it.
Give a little bit of time there. Scipio gives a gaze around here. And we'll look to connect with Albach. Albach gets tackled backwards. Is the Krewe keeping eyes up there. Finally get Phoenixville to ground. It's quick ball now. as they look to flatten up a bit, not seeing much space there. Kid Ross, and Ross slices through a few of the crew members.
Advantage not gone.
Fasano gets her hands in there, and it ends up in the hands of Espinosa. Excuse me, that was Espinosa who gets tackled out of bounds there. And unfortunate there. White Horses, though, having a little bit more possession here in the second half.
Yeah, that's the deepest drive that we've seen from them so far. A good 20, 30 meters away from that 22. They're able to push themselves over. And again, if there's one thing that they've kind of been dominant at throughout this match, it is these scrums. They've secured possession just about every time, and they've started to provide a little bit of shove on defense too. So inside the 22, this will be a great attacking platform to work from here on the set piece.
Already looking like the angle might have gone a little bit wayward there, Phoenixville. Getting talked to first about the instability in the scrum. Crew also get the same response from center referee. No reset.
Baines!
Scipio with the put-in. Body height looks a little bit high here from Phoenixville, but they dig the boots in the ground there. Phoenixville get the ball out. McGlade spots a little bit of a half gap. And they're quick over the ball. Slow to come around, though, on the left-hand side. The Crew come up into the faces of the White Horses. Now they're putting them under pressure there. Things are getting a bit chaotic as more arms come in between those spaces there. A flat pass gets it to the forwards. Getting caught on the back. Ball might have been exposed there, and the Crew rip it away. Premet gets it. Now they'll look, either attack out. It's hard to tell what this Crew side will decide to do, Tim. I mean, they'll kick anywhere, and they're also so good about attacking those wide channels.
Now this time they just go for the exit strategy. The first time we've seen them have to just relieve the kick there and use that to keep possession. They've been able to secure it down here, and Phoenixville just could not hang on to it, couldn't secure it back. And that turnover actually comes to play here for Tampa, exactly what they needed off that relief. And now they're back on the front foot again, just 3 minutes into the second half.
Seeing a bit more of even distribution for both teams when it comes to the possession of the rugby ball here. And so now the Crew will get, it seems like their first opportunity at attack here off of the scrum. Donegan returning after that halftime break.
Hold on.
We'll look to see the finishers that come in. Because again, whoever wins this D2 semifinal will get their ticket into the D2 final. And right here, one that might have some points on the board after quite the effort. Garrett for the Tampa Crew gets in right in between the sticks. And as we were talking about it, this is what it's all for. The opportunity to play in the D2 final tomorrow. And what a seamless try.
And we thought it was Phoenixville with the attack from that previous scrum, but look at this beautiful play off the set piece. Jarrett gets the return pass after she loops around. Beautiful stuff, just able to get around the corner with that defense and then straight up the gut. A 50-meter try for her. A great work. And Victoria Jarrett extends the lead. The first try of the second half. They only had, about a minute of possession in enemy territory there. It does not take them long to get through.
Flags go up for that one, so 33-12, and the Crew also working hard to make it right into the center of that try zone here. Conversions have been pretty easy for Casham as Phoenixville just kind of not able to compete with the effort that the Crew are showing whenever they have the ball in hand. And Tim, as you were saying, right as they get these moments, they're just not able to get through.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen the scoring prowess of Jennifer Fasano, Emily Rahija on the outside. Now we add in Victoria Jarrett. Just off that little return pass, they have just been extremely potent with that back line, with those planned movements, and it's really working to perfection.
Tackle, white purple!
Phoenixville hoping for a mistake here. Crew haven't really committed to many of them whenever they've had the ball in hand there. They've really done well to keep the feet moving whenever they get tackled, and a nice run up right through the guts of Phoenixville. Gets them well over the 50. Ball, though, seems like it just hits the deck there. Unfortunately, falls short for the Crew. And so Phoenixville will get the scrum, but I mean, that almost seemed like it was the Crew that did it to themselves there.
Yeah, unfortunate way to end that one, but you got to give a shout out to Juanita Rodriguez. She scored a try earlier, getting low and driving, and boy, she did the same. Had Sydney Scipio, the scrum half, in her way and just drove her like a sled for a good 15 to 20 meters. That was pretty intense stuff and just shows Tampa got the speed on the outside, but boy, the relentless drive from that forward pack has been outstanding as well.
And Phoenixville staying in the fight there. It's a beautiful pushback off of the initial push from the Crew. A nice slicing line. Almost gets Murphy through there as she's tossed to ground by the Crew. Keeping eyes up. We're starting to get a little bit overzealous there at the defensive line. Looking to kind of roll out of there is the Crew, and a nice flat pass from McGlade. Goes to Espinoza. Rahija is there to recover. They get tackled out of bounds though. Phoenixville. Oh, the hopes die short there. As the defensive efforts come in from the Crew, they stop that one right in its tracks.
Yeah, Rahija with that first tackle. I think that was Mackenzie Koval finishing it off and driving them out into touch. Just relentless play on the defensive end. It's what saved them a couple of times. Not all offense for Tampa. They can get it done on all ends of the pitch. They are showing it right now. There's the first try scorer of the match, Bethany Galat, number 6. We've seen her do some great movements there in that forward pack also.
Just always knowing where to be at the right time and just playing really well off of each other. Going straight to the boot is Rahija. Gives a deep kick down the way. It's rolling into that 22. It's a little bit too far away from the sideline. It drops dead right there at the 10. They give a kick back of their own, and the chase is good from the Crew. Rahija returns her own kick. She loses it, though, at the ground. Oh, and quickly the Crew recover there. So many of Tampa players rolling in. The fitness really showing out here. But it seems like they might have gotten pinned underneath that end, under that ruck. And Phoenixville get the penalty.
Shout out to Honor Burke, number 2, the hooker for the Phoenixville Whitehorse, as she made that tackle and made the tackle and ripped it out in the process, secured possession as well. A great defensive stand to give them the ball back, exactly what they needed. Again, they've given up a try already here in the second half. They've got to push forward to get back into it.
Last put, what?
Just not finding a break here. Only breaks really coming in based off of the penalties that have been racking up here for the Crew here in the second half. McGlade uses a little bit of footwork there, gets tossed around, runs through another one. Reaches there and has to play a little bit of cleanup there off of that fullback position. Crew get reset. Crew get caught flat-footed there. It opens up some space, and it's danger time for them now. Chase is on by Gulat, but a nice little bit of footwork there. Get Ross over. Oh, Ross. The White Horses now get 5 points on the board. It brings our score 17-33, and the White Horses still staying in the fight in this D2 semifinal.
Yeah, strong work. You see McGlade take it into enemy territory, really plant the flag down there, and this little bit right here, only a one-on-one tackle, shove straight in the chest, dishing them out to everybody, and then the speed to take it the distance, power, strength, speed, and skill all on display there for Phoenixville, showing that they are not done in this match, still fighting, pushing their way through And look, another conversion right in front of the post, 14-point game, still hanging around, doing what they need to give them hope. It's still to punch their ticket for that natty.
Murphy lets it all go. Strikes back fast. It goes right through the center of the sticks here. So now 21-33. And the Phoenixville White Horses, this is what has got them here. They're resilient and they're so gritty. I think that halftime chat, Tim, really served them well.
Yeah, the Crew came right back down and put one in, but the Phoenixville White Horse have shown resilience throughout this match in the face of defeat. They were down 21-0 in this one, able to fight their way back, keep coming through, and that last run from Madeline Ross definitely going to give them a little bit more hope in this one, as they've got some game breakers that can score from anywhere now.
A lot of game changers here on the side. Fasano jumps up and Beam fakes her out there. Really forces the defender to make a decision. It gets them a little bit more meters here, as now the attack flattening up a bit. So is the defensive line. They roll through though. And Phoenixville will look to calm this one down. Backs finding spaces to put themselves in. And now the offload game is starting to build as that connective piece gets them to go forward. So relentless at the point of contact. They get back up and keep driving forward. Running a nice flat line, gives the ball a little bit of a shake out to the right and decides to cut back in. She's been so ball hungry, has all back. That's our try scorer, Ross. Ross gives a fend and then gets stood up by two Tampa Krewe defenders. McGlade has no choice but to go to the boot. Takes a deep one down. He just got to come across. Gets close to the 22. It's right in front, though. Gives a fend and buys her team a little bit more time. She breaks through one. Off to the races. It's a 1v1. Nearly gets by that final wall of defense.
Tackle!
And then by a jersey tackle gets dragged down. The Crew, though, so fit, so quick to respond there. They rally behind that line break. Trying to move the ball wide. Just that last pass not connecting there for the Crew. And it's knocked on right as they were starting to build some phases.
Yeah, some solid offloads there, as you mentioned. Got a sub coming in here for the Crew as well. As Jesse Permet made a couple of solid tackles and did well to take that one back for him. But again, this is where they have been good, have the White Horse. Let's see if they can come away with something here. They'll be there put into the scrum. Still have a good 60 meters to take this one, but we saw them just break a long one through Madeline Ross. Also, remember, Beam had that hard line that she was able to score on early as well.
Definitely cannot count out the White Horses, especially because they've scored quite the try and now starting to cut through the defense. We haven't seen Scipio in a lot of space here, and the speed finally opens up, and instantly the White Horses back-to-back tries now, and you can see what it means to the White Horses here, as now they finally get back up and they're able to fight again against the Crew, and they just keep closing the gap here, Tim.
The roar from Sydney Scipio. She starts this process, has it here with Casey Evans. Great work from Evans, sucks in the defense, and then just provides that little gap. And Scipio takes it at full speed, and nobody's going to catch her at that point as she slides in for the try. And you mentioned it, 2 in a row. They've shown what this means to them. They've shown the ability to play defense, and now that offense is starting to get going. Up to 12 unanswered points and a possibility here to strike this one through and continue to creep back into this one, cut it down to 7 points here possibly with this kick from Murphy.
Oh, she's been so good at that center point there. So Tim, right now, a 7-point ball game, only a converted try separating the two teams right now, as Phoenixville White Horses seem to be settling into more of their game style. It seemed a little bit rushed and disconnected in that first half, but Tim, they've really settled into that team connection.
I mean, we were looking at a 21-0 match early to start this one off. In the first 20 minutes or so, I mean, Whitehorse maybe had a couple minutes of possession. They looked like they were down and out. Tampa wasn't giving it up. They weren't making mistakes. And finally, the Whitehorse just rope-a-doping a little bit. Here in the second half, they've started to get those engines going and really making this one a fun match.
Fasano doesn't fall for that again, takes Beam down quickly to ground, and that run up from the number 8. Evans, she's been instrumental in that go forward ball.
Lost flag,
the
lost
new
now.
way. Gets going, nearly loses it. But now, getting a little bit aggressive at ruck time is Phoenixville. They choose to take it in at the line, and quickly, Tampa Krewe throw them to ground here. This line speed now really forcing the Whitehorses on the back foot. They're going to need to try and find ways to cut through the attack, but it's a bit slow. McGlade trying to direct traffic from the back end, tells the forwards to go in, along with the inside center.
Holding on.
Looks like he's just not there in time, and you can see instantly Casham throws the hands and tries to say, let's slow this one down, as it looks like they're going to kick for a line out.
It was Tholen who took that one into contact, but we've seen Tampa really starting to crank up these counter rucks, throwing bodies in there, trying to get the poaches. Juanita Rodriguez almost stole one earlier in that group of phases, but eventually they got their mitts on it, and now they're able to start the march yet again.
13. Yeah.
Even though, again, 14 unanswered points for the ladies from Pennsylvania.
Time's back on. Okay, mark 2. Yep.
Time left. More than enough time for Phoenixville to be able to come back on top. Krewe haven't been able to get even close to that try zone with this relentless defense. Phoenixville almost come away with that one after they knock it a little bit forward in front of the Krewe. And they get it.
Purple.
Catch him. It's driven back. Not usual for the Krewe to start getting pushed back here as the launch comes up. And the Whitehorses are going to need to shut that one down. They do well here. Because now it looks like they're starting to really mark the player in front. They choose to go back to the right-hand side. The backs look like they were trying to find some space, but this defensive spread really doing some wonders for Phoenixville, causing some damage here. Because now the Krewe find themselves on the back foot. Not usual for them. They give some flat passes, and everybody's turned around on the Phoenixville Whitehorses. Ball ultimately gets knocked on here after the Krewe not able to hold on to the ball here. This is dangerous for them. McGlade gets shut down quickly by Fasano. And Scipio decides to slow this one down, Tim.
Yeah, you're okay with this if you're Phoenixville. You've gone 60 minutes into this match. Now it's just about ball retention and trying to work your way down the pitch. We've seen the spectacular from them, and we've got more.
More and more to come here as Prego looks like she gets over, well over the line now after some patient stuff by Phoenixville. Phoenixville now slowing it down, settling into form here. Krewe starting to get a little bit anxious.
No hands.
Trying to look around, keeping an eye on the ball here as Phoenixville look to keep their eyes in on the ruck, try and cook something out on the far side. We see the back slowly getting into place here. They're going to have to find the right time to strike. Using the pick and go now. They're trying to get the Krewe to continue to keep eyes in. Scipio finally goes to McGlade. McGlade throws up a boot. The chip kick is good. Chase is on. It's a 1v1. Where will the ball bounce? The Krewe recover well. And that was almost too much for the Krewe to handle. They do well. Now they'll look to relieve some pressure. Galat runs right in to the defensive end by Albach. Albach gets her just a little bit isolated. And now Phoenixville will go again. Will they get over the line? And with a quick response, oh my goodness, Evans does it for the Whitehorses. And now 31-33 conversion to come. It looks like they might be able to tie this ball game up.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Boy, it was the back line that marched them down there, but they able to get this penalty coming up here. Great tackle, getting in there, a huge hit from Alabak. And then this is where they're able to rip it out of there. They get the penalty on it. Smart play here from Kimberly Esposito. Puts it down, taps it, and gets it off to the left-hand side. She knew they had numbers and got it out there to Casey Evans just in time. Beautiful work. And the ladies in purple have done it, down by 2 with the conversion pending here. Some great rugby here from the Club Nationals as we've got an excellent match on our hands, an opportunity to go 33-33 here off of the boot for Murphy.
Murphy looking to double the threes. It goes through. Kick is good. 33-33, and we've got a tie ball game. The brave efforts of the White Horses, the relentless play. We saw it earlier in this first half, Tim, the 20 phases that they had to do against the Tampa Krewe on that string of attack that they had. It was beautiful by the Krewe, but ultimately it was the defensive effort. And now the Horses are finding that final bit, which is their connection on attack. And it's lethal for the Krewe.
3 tries to 1 here in the second half. And boy, they're really starting to get things cranked up in gear. I mean, the whole first half, we barely saw them break over that midfield line. They had a couple of errors that Tampa that had them get there, but they are forcing their way down the pitch. The Horses are running here in Chicago.
Finally cut off the reins here, and McGlade gets around the corner, connects with the winger here, and the Krewe clap this one up as she gets tackled out of bounds here. And right now, Tim, in the final 20 minutes, possession is going to be the name of the game here for both of the sides.
One more step.
Yeah, for Tampa Krewe, again, coached by William Howell. They've worked so hard to get here. They're your 2024 national champions where they beat this Phoenixville squad 59-0. You can tell me all you want. Phoenixville remembers that match. They are not giving up in this one, and they have put in an incredible performance. Just 17 minutes left for glory.
Even though we take a few knocks to the head, rugby players, we always remember. We always keep it in the back pocket. Phoenixville definitely wanting to put in a statement and looking like they're starting to rev the engine here. The Krewe now with a little bit of some diversion. They use the switch line. It's isolated though from Rahija. It's a slow roll though from McGlade. And so now the Tampa Krewe get the penalty and they go quick. They run right into the wall of defense there, and this might have worked in their favor as McGlade is quicker to get out of that tackle. Fatigue is starting to set in for these players. Body height starting to creep up a bit here. Phoenixville call off their efforts at the breakdown. They choose to keep everybody on the feet, and this works in their favor as Welker drives a crew member back. Trying to do a little pin around the corner. The speed working for them now as Bergman gets around one and she gets over the 50. Phoenixville are able to reset quickly. They're a bit slow to get to the breakdown. The Krewe and Phoenixville make them pay for it. They get a knock on.
Okay. So accidental.
And Phoenixville are excited about that one.
Yeah, just a scrum, y'all.
Oh, you saw the cheer, slapping hands there, excited about that defensive stand.
Accidental offside.
You see McGlade, she just wants to be involved in anything and everything, and they are going to slow it back down. We haven't seen a whole lot of scrums here in the second half. But in the first half, you got to give the tip of the cap over to the White Horse. Substitutes have come in, so we could have a little bit of a change up here, but a great performance here for Phoenixville as they have got themselves in position to come away with the victory.
No matter who wins this game, Phoenixville are really going to have to be proud of themselves for at least the last 65 minutes of this match, being able to claw their way back into this game after quite the deficit from the Krewe. Really has demonstrated the character of this team here, but the Krewe now really trying to demonstrate what we saw there in the first half. They knocked the ball out of Beam's hands there, and so we'll have a scrum for the Krewe right at the 50.
Yeah, a couple of handling errors from Beam There she charges her way at full speed, trying to break through that gain line, but just couldn't hang on to it. A little bit of a bobble, coughs it up, and back and forth we go. A tremendous match. And shout out to Katie Roth, our referee, who's been in perfect position for majority of these calls. She's had a great match here in this high-scoring affair.
Yeah, definitely one of those referees that likes to allow the players to play. We really haven't heard too much for her in the center of the field, showing the discipline that both sides have had. We really haven't seen too many infractions in open play, not a lot of high tackles. We'll see if that changes, though, with the fatigue. But what's really impressed me about both sides is honestly the body height and the fact that that standard is really carried on throughout the game. It's just been fun to watch the players have the ability to string some phases together and get creative. Tampa Krewe, after getting put under pressure by Phoenixville, they choose to go to the boot, and it's a beautiful bounce. It rolls out of bounds, so we'll have a line out going in favor of Phoenixville.
And I like the use of the kick there. Tampa is really starting to get a little bit stagnant. They haven't scored in the last probably 15 to 20 minutes now, and they've really got to find a way to flip the pitch back. Phoenixville are continuously breaking through that gain line, finding space on the outside. But here for Tampa, this is good work to kind of get them back in a better position. But we just have not seen the mistakes that the White Horse made in the first half. They're not doing it anymore, but the defensive prowess, the tackling ability that they've shown is definitely still on display.
Phoenixville end up in some trouble there after the line out at the top. Doesn't connect with the replacement for Phoenixville. Cruz's hands. And so now the Horses find themselves on the back foot here. Krewe, though, deep within their end, look to stay out of the ruck and try and force them backwards as they get set for a battle at the interior.
Get it right now!
Trying to get into that space. They nearly get it. McGlade gets a hand on it and goes to boot here. Ball hits the deck once, twice now, and finds its way into the hands of Rahija. Rahija with a beautiful step. Gets around at the 50. And here, Krewe get tackled heavily. And the ball is a bit vulnerable here. They get caught, though, ball watching, and it opens up some space. A beautiful textbook tackle. Beam absolutely folds Casham. But Fasano so fearless, doesn't even phase that outside back line here. As they look to retain possession, allow the cavalry to come. They drop a shoulder, do the Krewe, and they get tackled backwards. The physicality starting to rev up for the Horses. And right now, it just looks like nobody wants to get hit for the Krewe. After a bunch of physical runs right now, I'd be a little bit hesitant to get hit as well. Looks like Phoenixville got caught, though. Ball is deemed available, though, so no penalty. As quickly they go to ground here. But unfortunately, it looks like a not rolling away, and a quick tap from the Krewe. Get us back underway here. And both teams really trying to get in a point. The Krewe see a little bit of space where he just takes off one, shakes off another. She gets past Murphy, does a little bit of footwork, and oh my goodness, Rahija, you did it. You got the lead for the Krewe at a moment that mattered most. And now Phoenixville, you can see the disappointment there as just out of nowhere, Rahija gets through. Tim, this was some amazing effort on that last try. This was the one that we saw prior, but Rahija is something so special here for Tampa Krewe.
Yeah, the tackling ability from the ladies from Pennsylvania has been outstanding. They've really stifled this attack. We haven't seen a whole lot of game-breaking runs here in the second half, but Emily Rahija, when she is needed, she is called upon, takes this one flat-footed, big-time jab step to the outside, and then kicks on the Jets. The stiff arm is enough. Another little shake and bake here, gets around the defense and brings it home. We saw her do that multiple times in the first half, really opening things up, but that defense from the White Horse has been so stout. Finally, though, a second try goes through for the Tampa Krewe, but the conversion off, Darian.
Yeah, and with those mistakes happening, we haven't seen Casham really have to make any conversions on the outside of the stick. So it's even showing the defensive effort for the horses, showing out whenever they make them score outside of the post. These conversions could really be what it boils down to as we enter into the final 10 minutes of this D2 semifinal. We've got the other game going on there. Milwaukee Scylla play against Life West to find who will be the opponents in that D2 Club Women's Final. As we enter into the final bit, Crew are on top, and Phoenixville are going to look to find a way to get this ball back here. Time management becoming very important. The fold is good from Phoenixville. They're working to get around the corner now. You hear McGlade calling for it as she hopes for a turnover, maybe an open play here. Rahija is met heavily, gets past one, and McGlade ends up over the top here. It's definitely a high tackle. And she gets the penalty in those errors. You don't want that to happen right now, Tim.
Yeah, the worst thing you could do right now is put yourself in a position to get sent off for the final 9 minutes of this match. Lucky maybe there to not get the card. Not a whole lot of force there with the head contact, so they are able to keep things going with the full 15 on the pitch. But with 8 minutes left, right in the center of the pitch, and just as it should be anybody's game in this one. Both teams have showed they've got the national championship potential. Who has got enough in the tank here for the final 7 minutes?
Rahija is just so hard to contain as a player. You don't know whether to go high and protect ball or to drop the body height low and get her quickly to ground. She's so strong. McGlade just gets caught a little bit high up there. That's really the first high tackle that we've seen throughout the match, or at least one of the first. Both teams really taking pride in the low body height. It's just some tired legs starting to creep in here, as right now it's still anybody's ball game. The Crew knock it on, and Phoenix will choose to play on here. Referee still has the arm out, and we'll let them play. We've got to make it worth it here as they continue to press on.
Take a step.
Tackling it right into that center of defense. She pops up quickly, and Phoenixville get more meters. Looking to knock on the door of that 22. Krewe drops the shoulder, gets them over the 22. The Crew a little bit slow to roll it out of there. McGlade gets some of her own, and now 10 meters. They're outside. Coming in from the side, though, off of their feet nearly was the Crew, but referee deems it fair. Crew get that one off of a slow release from Phoenixville. They get caught on their backs, and oh, that hurts for the White Horses.
That was Brittany Schmidt, new into the game, number 24. You see her there in the screen. Great job of getting in there. Got her hands on it. Was Johnny on the spot to get that jackal and get the turnover back that they desperately needed.
Rahija kicks it right to Beam, and if you're Tampa Krewe, you really don't want Beam to have the ball in hand too much. Right there, though, Phoenixville are speedily trying to get the ball out here. There's some space if they want to use it. They choose to go in to the contact. But we're just seeing a bit of a disconnect come in for the Crew here. They evenly match on this side. Murphy decides to go ahead and slice right back into it. And Phoenixville, they don't do it twice. They get over the ball quickly. This distribution now starting to look more promising for them. As Tampa Krewe still trying to get in there. They get a few hands in, but Phoenixville move it out. McGlade gets around one, gets close to the sideline, does her best to stay in, finally gets tackled. And the boot hits the sideline there off of McGlade. And Roche is there to call that one. But an over-the-shoulder tackle goes back to Phoenixville, and they quick tap.
Tackles in the way.
Because now the forwards come in. The replacement scrum half. Now stepping in, McGlade sees a bit of space, moves it to a big runner on the outside. They get close to the sideline. They've got no choice but to move it back to the right. As we see Phoenixville start to look up. Hands are ready. There's only a few more phases might get them to go forward. Cruz calls in more of the forwards here. They're going to have to work a little bit longer as this defensive line is holding strong on the outside for Krewe. Evans moves it, and the speed looks good from Krewe. About 5 players take her down, and referee called it off there. Ball is just taking a bit of time to come out, and referee gives a double whistle. Hold on.
Yeah, Jarrett was in from the side there. Looks like we may have a conversation as well.
Okay, please talk to your team and clean it up. Okay, can I talk to him real quick? Yep.
And Darian, just got to give a shout out. We have a final on the other field. Life West 55 and the Milwaukee Scylla 24. So Life West, both the men and the women punching their ticket to the Nationals.
Sounds back on. Hands in the back.
They do a little bit of a trick play here. Phoenixville really have to score right now. Evans connects with Oliback.
Lost now.
And Krewe lose the ball after getting a hand in there. They're so quick. Phoenixville are going to have to respond quickly, dropping the shoulder. They're getting close. You can see only about 2 meters away. Best angle in the house is sitting right from your couch. They move to the left, and it's still short here. Phoenixville getting underneath. It looks like Rahi just got it, and you already see the smile there. Sneaky stuff there as she holds up that try for the Phoenixville White Horses. And oh, that is clutch for the Krewe.
Jessica Cunningham lowered the shoulder, was able to push her way over, but you mentioned Emily Rahija knew what she was doing the whole time, got her hands on it, ripped it out of there, and secured possession here for the Krewe. Up by 5 with under 3 minutes left to go. You see Rahija, the fullback, not normally going to be getting involved, but she knew what had to be done, saved the day, but still game on for Phoenixville.
Phoenixville still very much in the game as they get close, and you hear what the crowd is saying right now. I mean, they're vested in this. This is a close ball game here as Phoenixville look to make it over the line, hopefully tie this ball game up here. We've got about 3.5 minutes to go, and only about 5 points separate the two sides. Evans cuts through the defense here, and you can hear the Krewe trying to come around. Phoenixville get the memo. They try and work it wide. Beam puts them on sides. Tries to give a flick back of the wrist, and it's an awkward pass here. It ends up back in the hands of the Krewe, and Tim, you gotta wonder if that might have been the moment for the Krewe.
Well, Tampa haven't really been able to find a great exit strategy here the last few minutes. We still got a ways to go.
A lot more time left as the defensive line holds strong for Phoenixville, and they launch into the face of the Krewe. Krewe now looking to slow things down a little bit, trying to find an exit strategy. Rahija gets tackled back in by Phoenixville, and they make her pay for that one. Slowing things down are the Krewe. They've got about 1.5 minutes on our clock, but it's up to center referee Beam on whenever time is done. Phoenixville choosing to play some phases and just hold on to the ball here. They do well at maintaining their possession, but they've got to work hard for the next minute and keep the ball in hand here. They use the footwork, use the support here in Phoenixville. They choose to stay on their feet. At some point, though, they might have to start committing people into the ruck, try and get them over as the body height does look high from Krewe. This would be a good time to go in, but they just choose to stay connected. This is what they need, putting the Krewe under pressure here. They might have found some real estate, though, around the right-hand side. Krewe nearly go off to the races. Nice. But they filled them well. Tim, not sure what's going to happen here. It's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, they're giving everything they have. They are not out of the woods yet. Phoenixville just looking for that opportunity. Hasn't come just yet, and that time is ticking down. They don't have long.
And you hear it here, everybody. Tim even agrees. A not releasing penalty off of the ground might have been the nail in the coffin for the White Horses here as Krewe take their time making this decision. Rahija looks like she might go ahead and go to the boot as we've got a double whistle.
Yeah, I think some substitutions coming in here for the last couple of minutes. It's all up to Katie Roth's watch. She takes a glance at it, but there's still enough time. She would have more than likely let Tampa know that there wasn't any time, that this would be the final play. But you gotta love this from the crew. Bring everybody in, get the final words. We know what's on the line. We've gotten this far. It's time to finish the job. 1 or 2 final phases will be enough. We'll see if they go with the kick. It might be, I mean, they've done great with the lineouts. I like that strategy, but it's a little bit of a risk. We've seen them for the last 2.5, 3 minutes have the ball, secure the ball. Territory doesn't matter. You just need the possession, and they did a beautiful job of playing championship rugby. You have to have this in your back pocket to be able to drive, to be able to keep the ball in hand and milk the clock, and they have done it. They are so close now. And, yeah, they're just going to keep this one in tight, Darian.
Captain Jarrett, you saw her instantly go into there and look at her forwards, and I mean, the forwards gave the head nod. They knew what they needed to do. Casham steps up to the plate. They're going to keep rumbling forward and keep ball in hand to try and find a way to get themselves closer to the sideline. Phoenixville trying to get their hands in there, though. They definitely want this ball back as they look to counter at ruck time and also launch on defense. And this is going to be an absolute slugfest between the two sides. Preparing ball while they launch up in the face. Casham gets driven back. McGlade gets hands over it. Might have had access to it. And it's good. McGlade goes ahead and hits it. Connects it right from the crew here. After quite the defensive launch. And they're slow to roll out of there. The crew get penalized. And from there, the White Horses decide to go quickly. Evans almost gets tackled by Fasano. Out of nowhere, Fasano comes into frame. Prego connects with Beam. Beam takes off one, takes off another. The crew need to make this work here.
Oh.
And they kick off for not releasing. Ruhija gives the tap, gives the kick out, and the crew are your D2 finalists. Against Life West, they'll play in that D2 final. Tim, final thoughts on that match? That one was fun.
Oh, they are begging for the call here, are Phoenixville, because there was no taps, just kicked it out into the touch. The game can't end that way. And so they are pleading with the referee, but boy, everything left on the pitch. The heart from this Tampa Krewe team has been outstanding, and they get it done. Boy, one of the best matches of the weekend, Darian.
Yeah, by far. We'll definitely be talking about this one for years to come, but Tampa Krewe get to press on here 38-33. We still have more rugby left to come here. Make sure you stay with us. More than enough rugby to come in this club national championship and much more fun rugby to watch. Stay with us.
Pressure's on. Okay. Put it a game over. Okay. Game is over. Full time. Yep, full time. Yep. Full time. Okay. So,
if they needed to tap it to kick it out, if they kick it out with no time left, it's our line out.
I know. They're clearing it. It is full time. Okay.
You understand that this is like the game point.
Yeah, it was a turnover penalty that they won.
They need to tap it to kick it out.
I understand that.
Well, I feel like we don't understand it because the rule of the game is that we get the line out.
There was a penalty to end the game. They kicked it out of bounds.
Be your line out.
It's going to be out. Yeah.
If they tap it and they kick it out, it's our line out.
That's the end of the game.
Yeah, we've blown full time. We've blown full time.
I don't know why we're having a conversation. Like,
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, I just. So that's not the rules of the game.
I'm
just trying to understand. So typically that's.
And we will address this once we've seen the video because we've all just experienced it one time live. Okay, like we'll talk to you after the game.
But the game is the game.
Yeah, the game is over.
It is over.
And if without a chance.
If we fucked up, like that's our job. Like if we fuck up and we make
mistakes. But we're telling you that can't you look at the rule book and see what it like right now?
No, the game is over.
Is there penalty to end the half? They ended the half.
Helping anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you understand now that this is.
I understand the frustration.
I do understand.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I thought that was brilliant. I thought that was a good job. That's unfortunate.
Done. We're done. Yep.
Unfortunate for them after McGlade gave quite the valiant effort to try and talk about that rule, Tim. I mean, there's a part of me that kind of agrees with her, but it's unfortunate. Referee calls final time, so our score will still stay 38-33 for the Crew, and that seals the deal. We'll be back for more in the men's D2 final. Stay with us. More to come here in the next 20 minutes.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments. I mean,
just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely...
Nah, one word is family. Like, you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like give it my all on the field. And
we all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together.